us meet in order, we can stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, can we get a roll call of the members present, please?
Councilmember Jessup?
Here.
Councilmember Graham?
Here.
Councilmember Conover? Council President Whitten?
I am here.
Councilmember Paparad? Councilmember Biggs?
Here.
And Councilmember Rivas?
Here.
4 present.
Thank you very much. First reading, please.
Taxpayers of additional appropriations. Notice is hereby given the taxpayers of Porter County, Indiana, that the proper legal officers of Porter County, Indiana will meet in the Porter County Government Administration Building located at 155 Indiana Avenue, Valparaiso, Indiana, 46383, on August 25th, 2015, rescheduled to August 27th, at 5 p.m. to consider the following additional appropriations in excess of the county budget for the year 2015, and to transact any further business which might come before the council. Porter County General Fund, Sheriff General, $1,000, 10:05, 11:30, overtime, $2,235.98. Surveyor Perpetuation Fund, Fund 1202, line item 1120, hourly, $11,000. 1202, line item 1210, FICA, $842. For a total of $11,842. Highway major moves, 1172, 2293, 2362, total of $600,000. National Parks NGO, also known as Parks Take Me Fishing, 9200, line item 1110, salaries $3,005. County user fee, Sheriff County user fee, Fund 2500, 2505, 1110, salaries $10,000, 2500, 2505, 1120, hourly $20,000, 2500, 2505, 1210, FICA $4,208 for a total of $34,208. Donations, Sheriff Donations Fund 4100, 4108, 2250, other supplies $5,000. 4100, 4108, 3130, training and education, 3000, 4100, 4108, 3630, equipment other than vehicles, 5000, 4100, 4108, 3980, event expenses, 4000, for a total of $17,000. Taxpayers appearing at such meeting shall have a right to be heard thereon. The additional appropriations as finally made will be referred to the Indiana Department of Local Government Finance. The DLGF will make a written determination as to the sufficiency of funds to support the appropriations made within 15 days of receipt of a certified copy of the action taken. Vicki Urbanek, Auditor of Porter County, published August 12, 2015 in the Chesterton Tribune.
Thank you very much. Moving into the agenda, if we could just jump to page 3, I'm going to ask that we do something out of order. Mitch, would you come up here? So I was walking in, Mitch apparently has a conflict in Crown Point, so I told him we would do his request first. Porter County Convention Recreation Visitors Commission, PCCRVC, Form 144, 42250 to 44260, Public Relation Director, 44260 to 42250. Niche Market Director, please.
Here's what's going on. We've done a reallocation of some responsibilities and duties between these two job positions. The board voted to swap their salaries. Both employees are fine with that.
Okay.
And it's already kind of taken effect as far as the reallocation.
Motion to approve.
Second. All right. Second. Any discussion? What's with the Grizzly Adams look, man?
Just the way it is.
I understand. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Do we need a roll call on 144? Let's get a roll call on this.
Okay, Councilmember Graham?
Yes.
Councilmember Whitten?
Yes.
Councilmember Biggs?
Yes.
Councilmember Rivas?
Yes.
And Councilmember Jessup?
Yes.
5-0.
Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
We'll make that same change at the budget time, too.
Okay, sounds good.
We've already submitted our budget.
Thanks, Mitch. It's like he's hanging out on the beach or something. Porter Superior Court D06, General Fund Budget, Judge Tony transfer $450 from 3110 legal to interpreter. They don't have enough money to pay their interpreters. What is your pleasure?
Move.
We have a motion.
Second.
And a second. Discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Transfer is approved. Commissioners, seated, additional 34-3 to 22-20 uniforms and clothing. Tables from last meeting, uniforms, body armor for Sheriff Department. Good. There were some questions last meeting, so gentlemen, if you want to ask away.
Get the sheriff's letter.
Yeah, I appreciate the time. The biggest question is, like it's always been, Laura, it's nothing new, is we appropriate millions and millions of dollars every year and see it. Why the additional? Why not a transfer? I mean, the money's there, the money's available.
You
And
guys really kind of whacked our budget. I don't know where you want to take it from.
seed it, every year you have money that's left over and seed it. I mean, it's just come for an additional halfway through the year. We understand expense, nobody's against it, absolutely, but
Well, I guess I don't know where you want to transfer it from. I'm open to discussion.
How much money is in
Stuff
seated?
that's needed, and,
Excess.
when I talked to Michelle about this, she doesn't think there's going to be a whole lot of seat left at the end of the year. It's already allocated.
Vicki, do you have any insight on that?
Well, right now, with what has already been spent, what they have remaining appropriations, we're looking at about 1.7 left over at the end of the year, if they spend down everything and no other additional appropriations.
1.7 million.
So the auditor says 1.7. Do you anticipate some shortfalls somewhere that's going to require
We
the...
always want to be careful of insurance and any other surprises, so,
Vicki, what line item, in your opinion, would have room to transfer $34,300 out of it?
Suggestion.
why?
Well, if you look at how much is left in each of the line item balances, for example, large projects building maintenance has about $586,000 left in the appropriation, but I don't know what other projects might be coming down this year.
Right.
you guys don't want to have an additional $34,000 transferred from somewhere. If we need it, we'll come back.
That's true. If we have she makes a good point. We might be six of one, half dozen the other. If we short sheet somewhere, we may have to pull the money anyway. If they come back and say we have another major project that came up, we need the money, we're going to...
Yeah, I mean, that's without saying. I mean, but we heard the auditor say that right now that there's $1.7 million in there that's unencumbered. So, yeah, with that understanding, if something should happen, certainly are able to come back and make a request. Can we just simply...
Scott, if we wanted to transfer out of a fund, could we just do that tonight, or does that have to be...
We can do it tonight.
All right, so, Vicki, give us a line item ticket out of for a transfer. Give us something where we can get the money.
How could you do that?
I'm going to go for some of the appropriations that have a big balance left, although I can't speak to what might propose. It looks like the Commissioner's
We need
project...
something, we will come back.
Okay. Commissioner Projects 2040, line item 2350, large projects building maintenance. It has an appropriation balance of $586,000.
Can I get a motion to transfer the requested money out of that?
So moved.
Second.
And a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the transfer, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Transfer's approved. There you go. Commissioners General Fund transfer $10,038 from 2110 office supplies to 3410 worker comp premium audit.
We're short, that's all. So we're trying to transfer rather than having additional.
Perfect. Do we have a motion to this effect?
Motion.
We have a motion, a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes, I'd like to point out that this is the office supplies that you took from all the departments, correct? And being liaison from the Soil and Water, they have suffered all year long because they don't use pens and pencils, they use pipe cleaners and small conduit pipe, and that for their education purposes.
I thought we talked about changing their line items, that we'd take a decrease in the office supplies and give them an increase to
Well,
whatever they
I would
need.
have liked that to have happened months and months ago.
Well, that's kind of that's more your purview than the commissioners.
We were told, I've asked Kathy, who was in the secretary and looked at this, and I requested that several times, and every time I've been told that it couldn't happen.
Pay for things that are not officially office supplies out of the office supplies line item. But I know we've talked about transferring some of that money into a line item that is suitable for them.
Yeah,
I don't think we-
which is really more practical.
Well, I don't think we can create a line item. I think that's not
Well,
right.
Do we, is it something we need to do
I think
tonight? Can we just make that
No, but
adjustment in the
I'm,
budget?
well, here's the thing, and yes, I will, but we are saving money. It's obvious that by changing it to having the commissioners handle all the office supplies, we do have a surplus in that account.
Can I ask, Vicki, what's in that line item right now?
Okay. I'm getting there. We're getting there.
2110?
Yes.
Enough to, right?
Yes.
There's plenty.
What?
79,366.
How much?
About 79,000.
When do we start the year with there?
150,000. Actually, there was a reduction at some point, so it was brought down to 144,000. There was a transfer.
Do you know where it went?
Offhand. Without looking at, I don't think without looking at the actual, this doesn't have where it came from.
I don't believe it did because they've approached me 2 or 3 times requesting it again, and every time I go,
Well, give me a call. and-
thank you.
And Laura, if you could just come back to us with a proposed decrease and how much you want to, I don't want to guess what, you're comfortable having transferred. Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor. Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed?
No, I'm opposed.
All right. Is there 4 of us? Yeah. Okay, transfers approved.
Can we do Memorial Avenue while I'm sitting up here?
We can.
Sit on tonight?
We certainly can. Memorial Opera House. Transfer $5,000 from 2440 Set Design Construction to 2230 Food and Groceries. Food and Groceries budget will not cover remaining events up for the year. There's also a transfer $3,200 from 1110 salaries to 3950 contractual. Funds needed to cover contract for Trinidad Snyder. No funds were originally entered into this. Transfer $14,000 from 3340 advertising to 3760 royalties. Royalties original budget amount will not cover remaining expenses for 2015. Okay.
I'll move to approve.
On all of them?
Yes.
We have a motion on all the transfers requested. Is there a second?
Second.
And a second. Discussion.
How are we doing with that budget overall?
Very well.
Or,
They still have 20,000 of the seated left.
Well, the good news is I think they're proposing to do The Wizard of Oz, and I'm contemplating trying out for the part of the wizard. So that should spike the sales a little bit.
maybe one of those little monkeys.
I suggested Laura for Dorothy, but the group said more Wicked Witch. Not really sure where that came from. That ought to help. I assume if I'm in a show, everyone will come and bring family and friends.
Why everybody's here right now, Dan? Dan Witt.
Any other discussion or questions? All in favor of the transfer, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Transfers are approved. Is that the only thing for the commissioners tonight?
Well, no, going back to the vest, if this is where we're gonna be purchasing them from, and we know on a regular basis what has to be, we're gonna have a line item now, and this is gonna be budgeted in every year, so there's no transfers, there's no searching for money?
If I could,
Yes.
Yeah.
normally what we do is we absorb the cost of single to several vests out of our uniform fund. in this case, when there's a large amount of vests to purchase in excess of 20 or 30, it's a lot more money. We're not able to absorb that in the uniform fund.
Right.
So in the past, what we've done, prior to me doing the job, Tom Henderson went to the commissioners, and they paid for the large purchase because they've got this expiration on them. Every 5 years, they have to be replaced.
Right.
And the last time we replaced them was in 2010, and they were due this year again. And that's why the request for the funds. And as you know, we also took a $25,000 cut in our uniform fund, so that plays into it a little bit also.
I just want to be clear, nobody up here was questioning the purchase or the need for the purchase.
We understand.
It was just what line we want to take it from. So I guess the question that, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but Councilman Rivas had probably has two parts to it. One is, do you anticipate this type of purchase every year?
No.
That we would want to create a line item for it? Okay.
Every 5 years, but
Unless he has some
It's
new.
big
with the
cycle.
changeover that's going on right now with patrol and the cut in the budget, we're going to realize a little bit of a shortfall this year.
Okay. Well, we maybe could discuss that during the budget time, see if we need to put some line item together
If
for
I
it.
can put my 2 cents in,
Yeah.
that uniform budget is a big part of getting all this done, so with respect, if you can, when it comes to the budget, if you can look at that and maybe consider bringing that back up, that'd be a big plus.
When we do the budgets, we'll look at what's been spent out of it, and if it's, if we think there's a projected shortfall, we'll adjust for that, I'm sure.
And I'm probably talking out of school because I'm a civilian now, so.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations. Thank you very much.
What are you doing here then?
Actually, I'm the
Who's the
paper
vet?
boy now.
Good for you.
Okay, well, thanks a lot, and I think that's it then for
What
that.
do you think then if that went back to the level,
I'm sorry?
you think if that uniform budget went back to the level it was at, that would be sufficient moving forward in the big cycles?
At the very least, yes.
All right.
Realizing, we're in a little discussion, we've been hit pretty hard by the whole changeover, people moving to Pratt. We lost a lot of jailers to Pratt.
Really?
We've had patrol people retire, we've had patrol people resign. So every time we put an officer in a uniform, it's a couple $1,000,
At least.
Right.
and that's on the low side.
Okay,
Okay?
thanks a lot, take care.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Laura.
Thanks, Laura.
Commissioner Blaney, can I please
Seat it.
continue to talk to you
Seat it.
Is it necessary for this?
about, what's that?
Just to give you guys some background, right there, you're looking at the ledger for 2014 CEDAT. CEDAT began the year with a balance of $7.9 million, ended the year with a balance of $4.6. So we are seeing a drawdown of CEDAT. If they spend everything in their budget, we're looking at potentially $1.7 million left over. So that is something to be mindful of
Okay,
as we go forward.
thank you very much.
I wanted a quick question of the Commissioner. With regards, Dan created the committee for the animal shelter. That's kind of died off, and, yeah, you can look at them. I tried to reach out to you. That hasn't gone anywhere. What is going on with the animal shelter?
Well, Laura, I don't mean to speak on her behalf, and I won't, but Laura did contact me this week, and I was going to address this later, but I believe the commissioners are still, some of the details that they want to bring to us are still being worked through. I think that they're anticipating a meeting with one or two of us coming up once they get some of these details together. I told them we wouldn't be taking action on the animal shelter tonight, but as soon as they get something that's detailed enough that we can discuss, that I would like to have that. Laura, you want to add to that, or?
That's what we talked about. We do have, we're getting closer, and there's good things on the table.
Closer to building a new animal shelter?
I think the options, and I don't know the details, by the way, but I think the options have kind of been a moving target. Is that what I'm getting?
Options have been a moving target, and we really wanted to get something that makes sense, and look at all the options and talk them through. And Jeff's new to the process this year, and there were some things he wanted to work through as far as ideas, and I think we're getting somewhere. So
I would just like to ask, I mean, I know that, with discussions with Councilman Rivas, is that he's, he has made phone calls that they haven't got, return. And, this board did formally, create a committee with, I believe, Jeremy and Karen Conover. And, I just think that for everybody's benefit, that it's good that the commissioners talk with the members of that committee. And I think that would really help, ward off any kind of misunderstanding or any kind of, back and forth with this board, like, or questions that come out of the blue. I would like to ask that communicate with them. If, I don't understand how one elected official doesn't return another elected official's phone call.
I apologize.
And there's rumors flying everywhere right now, and there's no need to get into it right now, but, some that there's no way, as long as I sit in the seat, I'll agree with, but there could be just rumors. I don't know. I just don't,
Rumors flying. That's for sure.
But Laura, the thing of it is, I think everybody's crystal clear that it's, it's the commissioners that will build that shelter. It's the commissioners' plan that will build that shelter. But as you know from sitting up here for the years that you sat up here, that it is, at the end of the day, it's this board that will decide whether or not,
I'm aware, and
you're
we're
right.
trying to bring a good plan forward.
And that's why I think it's really important to bring in these two council people to help with that process. I just think it's healthy.
Okay, anything else?
No, thank you.
Thanks, Laura.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Surveyor. This is Surveyor here. He was running late, but is he coming?
He's not back yet.
Okay, well, do you want us to wait or just roll on? Keep on keeping on. Surveyor's corner perpetuation fund, additional $11,000 to $11.20 hourly to cover part-time payroll through the end of the year. $842 to FICA, same reason.
How much is in that account?
You're looking at,
Right now, it's $9,916.48.
What did we start the year out with?
$11,366.
So you need an additional, another $11,000 to cover the part-time? And you started the year out at $11,000?
With the part-time payroll from that fund. We did have part-time payroll prior out of the general fund, but with the budget cuts, Kevin had cut that out completely.
What do you, educate me, I mean, what do you typically use your hourly for?
We've got two part-time people. One of them goes out into the field. He assists with some of the drain work with the drainage manager, Rick Straker. He also goes out and does some of the surveying that's required by the state.
Okay. Is this something that is not really unexpected? You just knew coming into the year that you were going to be short in that particular line?
We've had the one part-timer that goes out in the field, he's worked a little more this year than he has in the past because of the amount of rain that we've received this year and the weather projects that are going on.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Okay, any other questions about this? What's your pleasure?
Motion to approve.
Both, I assume?
Yes.
Motion is second on the floor. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Whitman?
Yes.
Councilmember Biggs?
Yes.
Councilmember Rivas?
Yes.
Councilmember Justin?
Yes.
And Councilmember Graham?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Moving right along, Parks, Take Me Fishing, $3,005 to $11.10 salaries, pay related to delivery of Take Me Fishing program.
This is a grant, right?
Correct.
I'll move to approve
We
it.
have a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
Couple of seconds. Discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Okay, Councilmember Biggs?
Yes.
Councilmember Rivas?
Yes.
Councilmember Justin?
Yes.
Councilmember Graham?
Yes.
Councilmember Whitman?
Yes.
5-0.
Walter, it's too easy. I mean, with Polaric gone now, nobody takes any stabs at you, jabs at you. I mean,
What's that supposed to mean?
How's everything going out at the,
I think that's what I meant.
Things going fantastic.
great.
No, actually, I'm gonna take, since he's still here, and now that you just gave me the floor, I'm gonna call out Deputy Chief Biggs and the Sheriff's Department. What you guys missed is,
Show you money?
since you didn't come to the August 21st Day of Caring, none of you, so you got no free hot dogs from us. You also missed Chief Deputy Biggs and the Porter County Sheriffs brought a massive crew. We had over 100 volunteers out there that day, and those guys, not only did they have a blast, but they did some really cool work for us. So thanks to them and the Highway Department.
We got the best sheriff's department in Indiana.
That's right, they were fantastic. I think they were having a little bit too much fun for a volunteer day, but they put in a ton of effort.
Yeah, we're a little more conscious about what we eat.
You can't complain about it.
On the budget, you got hot dogs.
I was being nice to you, giving you the floor, and you just threw us right under the bus, didn't you?
But I thanked our surveyor, our highway department, and our police folks, yeah.
All right.
Very good.
Very good, have a good evening. Highway Department. Major moves, additional $600,000 to 2362 bituminous, all-weather roads in South County. And there's also a transfer of $2,000, a motor vehicle highway fund, request transfer for miscellaneous invoices through end of year, and then another motor vehicle highway transfer of $2,000 from bituminous to disposal, request transfer disposal invoices through end of the year.
Move to approve.
On all, I assume?
All three.
Second.
So motion is second on all three. Questions? Kind of speaks for itself. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Rivas?
Yes.
Councilmember Justin?
Yes.
Councilmember Graham?
Yes.
Councilmember Whitman?
Yes.
And Councilmember Biggs?
Yes.
5-0.
All right, very good.
Thank you.
Good evening.
I appreciate it.
Um,
Thank you for the work you do.
Any luck at all? There'll be no snow, or?
Let's hope not. Although the salt people are telling me different. They said that the other day that they said that they haven't had so much salt on their dock in 10 years. So they said they don't know why.
Wow.
Sounds like a sales pitch, David.
Pardon?
Sounds like a sales pitch.
Yeah, well, you know.
I mean, prices are down, right?
I've got mine, so.
All right, we'll see. Have a good evening.
They don't have much of that.
Expo. Series of transfers on the Expo. We've got to transfer $1,500 from perf to disposal. Estimated yearly disposal cost will be more than budgeted. $4,000 for 1110 salaries, water and sewage, same reason. $2,000 from 3510 power to 3520 water and sewage. Our yearly water cost will be more than budgeted. $2,500 from 3510 power to telephone. Our yearly telephone and internet costs are double what we budgeted. And then a transfer of $155 from events to dues and subscriptions. A line item for dues was not added. Budget because we were not Kiwanis members. What's your pleasure on these?
Motion to approve all.
We have a motion to approve all the transfers. Is there a second?
Second.
And a second. Discussion.
Yes, I'd like to, what's your opinion on, why the telephone went up so much?
I don't know that it went up. I don't think it was budgeted correctly.
Everything was just under budgeted?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
I don't know, I think that, I don't know that they included the internet in there.
Okay,
So when you include them both, it's over 5,000.
that's all I have to say is internet.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Transfers are approved. Thank you. Clerk. $2,050 from office supplies to $39.50 contractual services, Dossett Consulting. This is all clerk 4D, by the way. Contract was signed by, and then raising contract was signed by commissioners after budget, $5,000 from 3710 equipment to 4440 furniture fixtures over 100, additional shelving for files. That's it.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? It's approved. Have a good evening, Karen. Yeah, Emergency Management, Hazmat Substance Fund. $947.25 from 3220 telephone to 3650 vehicle repair to cover cost repairs to director's vehicle.
Motion to approve.
So a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? You almost made it to the seat.
Well, you tell us the repairs.
Repair is good for the next part.
I thought maybe you hit something,
No, engine part, it's part of
somebody.
the human part.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, well, the good news is I think I just found the person for the Wicked Witch. Anyway,
You got it.
General Fund, Sheriff.
In a minute.
I said just loud enough to get on the mic. All right, Sheriff, let's all get serious here. General Fund Sheriff, additional $2235.98 to 1130 overtime, special service overtime reimbursement from all kinds of abbreviations. And then there's donation sheriff, additional, lots of donations, which I suppose is a good thing. And then there's the county user fee sheriff, additional 10,000 of salaries, increased business manager effective 7/1/15, additional 20,000 to part-time business assistant, and additional 4508, 1210 FICA includes the overtime FICA, Form 144, 0 to 10,000 business manager. Let's start with the first two.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion on the first two additionals. Is there a second?
It's actually, the donation one, I guess, is actually 4100-4208-05.
No, the dollar amount. The 1210 FICA should be 40, the addition, or the additional.
We're not there yet.
42.
We're not there yet.
Yeah, we're not talking about
We'll get there in a second. First two additionals. We have a motion on the floor.
I just want to point out that the sheriff's donation fund has a balance of only $13,702. So assuming you get more money in, the total appropriation could be approved, but right now, there's not enough in that fund to cover the entire additional.
Okay. How much is in there, you say?
$13,702.
And that's short, so that makes short what?
17,017 for $3,300.
Were you aware that you guys were short on this request?
Yeah, well, some of the purchases have already been taken out of, from this donations.
Okay.
To our sheriff's camp, canine program. We use it for Project Lifesaver, stuff like that.
Well, I guess I'm not comfortable voting on additional that's not funded. Can we reduce that, and then you can come back as you get some in? I mean, how much can they do right now?
$13,702 is the balance.
They're short 3,300.
I'm gonna check and see if there's anything inappropriate in that account.
But Jeff, aren't you saying you've paid for some of this already?
Yeah.
Not from other accounts?
Yeah.
So you don't need the
full amount requested?
17,000?
No, that wasn't part of that, so not real sure. I know that like a canine, the amount that we get is like 18,000 something, and so it's going to be used for the dog itself and the cage and so, what have you.
Well, knowing that you have $13,702 in that fund for the additional, what of this would you, because you're short?
Well, what we also anticipate, and maybe this is what was considered too, is the Porter County Substance Abuse Council is donating money for another canine as well. So that'd be another, $15,000 or so.
When are they gonna donate?
I'm not sure when they're supposed to get it.
I would like for you to reduce the request to meet what you have in that budget, because we really can't approve an additional out of monies that's not there.
And if and when that donation comes, you can come back, and then we can move it. Okay?
So, if you had to reduce, roughly, how short are we?
33.
13, 17, you're about 3,300 short. Which of these do you think you can hold off, bringing it down 3,300 until you come back?
Probably 1,000 out of other supplies, 1,000 out of events, and 1,000 out of equipment. Take 3,300 from equipment, or 1,300 from equipment.
All right, so we'll be at 3,700 on equipment, 4,000 on other supplies, 3,000 still on training, and 3,000 on event expenses. Does that sound about right? 710, yeah, that's 13.7. Yeah, that does it. And then, as soon as the money comes in, just come back and we'll finish up the additional that you requested. Okay, you heard the numbers, what's your pleasure with that? Does the motion... I know, but the motion was for the full amount, so does the movement agree with those numbers?
Yes.
For an amended motion?
I believe, yes.
Yes.
I think that was the motion.
And then does a second concur?
Yes.
Okay, both, there were 2 seconds. So both
Whatever,
concur.
whatever.
So on the first two with those changes, first two additional requests, roll call, please.
Okay, Councilmember Jessen,
Yes.
Councilmember Graham,
Yes.
Councilmember Whitten,
Yes.
Councilmember Biggs,
Yes.
and Councilmember Rivas.
Yes.
5-0.
Vicki, did you get the numbers? I mean, did you get the adjustment? 4,000, you take the first one, 5 down to 4, leave the 3,000 at 3,000, bring the 5,000 down to 3,700, and bring the 4,000 down to 3,000.
Okay, very good.
Where do most of these donations come from?
Everybody the sheriff knows.
Right.
He calls people and people want to donate to different programs, so.
That's a good deal.
It's just,
That is
yeah.
good.
All right.
Okay, now the second, or the third set here, why don't you tell us a little bit about what's behind the request? And Jeff and I have talked, and I've talked to the sheriff as well here recently, so I asked, it made some sense to me, but why don't you go ahead and let us know why the request?
Sure, yeah, the current business manager that we have is just not sustaining our operations, as we are right now. So there's been some concern from her that she's not getting bills paid on time. There's been an increase with the jail medical unit.
Right.
And so now she gets those bills, when they send her bills to pay for the inmate, costs, the medical bills, she has to make sure that they're not paying over more than what, Medicaid plus so much percent, because we were being gouged. So she's been saving us a lot of money with that. And so now our new jail medical unit, they're getting more inmates, more medical services. So that's eating up a lot of our time for that. Since the high-intensity drug trafficking area used to be just Lake County. It's moved into Porter County now, and now there's Porter County initiatives. She handles all that paperwork too, that goes into, to get reimbursed when we do overtime, which is what you see a lot of some of this, all those acronyms that you see, OSDA, HIDA, the Marshal Service, DEA, and then there's a Porter County Enforcement team, and that's what comes out of HIDA. She does all that paperwork, and so that's costing her more time as well. We have more officers in the federal task forces now. The sheriff, when he came in, he put more guys in, up in Chicago, over in the Maryville office, to help battle the crime, fight against drugs. She also is managing our website, too. Sheriff is getting into a new website, and she's the manager of all that. She's got to go through every facet of our website and every division, see what's going to be in there. I attached some of her job description, and it was just astronomical, of some of the things that she does. We've been working with the HR, trying to reclassify her position. It's clearly overloaded, and it needs an assistant to help relieve some of the burden for that. So that's kind of where we're at. We need to,
You're requesting this money out of the county user fee. Where's that money come from?
So the county user fee, $4,000 to $6,000 of that used to help sustain the IOP program in the jail.
Right.
IOP program's $11,000. So $4,000 to $6,000 would be used monthly to pay for the IOP program. Since the sheriff got the booking fee or the processing fee increased from 25 to 75, now it can sustain, it can pay for the IOP program, which is what it was intended to do. The inmate processing fee is paid by the inmates. The IOP program is paid by the inmates off of that fee. So that now when it frees up the county user fee, which is a healthy fund, we're able to now take some of that money out of there and help with our growth.
This isn't general fund money, this is...
No, this is from the...
What's the balance of the county user fee fund right now?
That's up on, or 165.
All right,
What,
165,000.
thank you.
All right. What's your pleasure with this request?
Motion to approve.
We have a motion on all three additionals, I assume?
Yes.
And the 144?
Yes.
Is there a second?
Second. All right, go ahead.
Jim?
Okay, just so I'm clear here, we're
bumping a salary, adding a part-time,
Okay.
and covering FICA.
Okay, we're going to take out, Jeff, the increase in, effective July 1st. There's a provision in there, in our paperwork.
Okay.
We can't do that. We can't retroactive pay. So we begin at September 1st,
It's fine.
okay?
Okay. So amend your motion. Who made the motion? You did, Jim, right?
Yes.
So you're amending your motion to say effective 9/1/15?
Yes.
Does the second concur?
Yes.
All right. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Just to clarify, the one additional is for 4208, which is what the request was, not 4508. So with that, the roll call is council member...
Well, before you get to that,
What?
so you're saying that the additional 4508, the actual request is 4208?
It was advertised.
So does the movement of this motion amend their motion to indicate 4208?
Yes.
Does the
Yes.
second concur?
Yes.
All right, thank you. With that in mind, please, let's have a roll call.
Councilmember Graham?
Yes.
Councilmember Whitten?
Yes.
Councilmember Biggs?
Yes.
Councilmember Rivas?
Yes.
And Councilmember Jessen.
Yes.
5-0.
Very good.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Jeff, quick question. The part-time assistant, has that person been identified, or have they started, or we'll start the search now?
Yeah, search for it, yeah.
You'll work through the HR department to do that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You know, and it should be noted, in the conversation I had, it was pointed out that this person in finance could be attuned to what your people are assistants, right under like the assessor and their assistant. They're making quite a bit more money than what this person was, and they're just trying to bring this person up to what it should be.
Well, as you know, I don't really like to, and I usually don't, vote
Right.
for increases outside the budget time, absent some extraordinary circumstances. It seemed like these guys had it right down the line, so.
And you know what, the other thing that makes this a little bit easier to support is that, you know, the fact that, you know, you stated that you're working with the HR department to reestablish her job or criteria, and that, I think that adds a lot of credibility to these kind of requests when we know that's going on, so.
Right.
Based on the job description,
Right.
not arbitrary
Right.
feelings.
Right.
And it really is, I mean, as Sheriff Reynolds is in there and he's doing more programs, he's raising more money, he's finding ways to do more things, you know, it's making people have more duties, more responsibilities. And so, it's just like, and I think I've explained, you know, before to some other people, it's like a small business that's growing. You need to add personnel, you need to, you know, compensate those that are taking on more responsibility. So I appreciate you guys' support.
Just tell them we said pace himself. Run out of money.
Yeah, that's not easy to do.
All right, guys, have a good, have a good
Thanks.
night.
See you, Georgie.
Porter County Council, general fund, council budget, transfer $200 from salaries to maintenance, copier access charge, maintenance service agreement more than expected.
Move to approve.
Motion. Second. And a second. Discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Second reading, please.
Whereas be it ordained, resolved by the Porter County Council of Porter County, Indiana, that for the expenses of the Porter community, no additional sums of money are hereby appropriated out of the funds named and for the purposes specified, subject to the laws governing the same. Be it additional appropriation, uniforms and clothing, 2220, denied, and instead approved as Surveyor Fund 1202, a total of $11,842. Fund Parks and Recreation, 9145, a total of $3,005. Highway Major Moves Fund, 1172, a total of $600,000. Sheriff General Fund for overtime, 1130, a total of $2,335.98. Sheriff Donations Fund, 4100-4108, approved were the following amounts: $4,000 for other supplies, $3,000 for training and education, $3,700 for equipment other than vehicles, and $3,000 for event and expenses.
for Mr. Cooper.
And, some usage, $2,500, $2,505. The salaries were approved, $10,000 for salaries, $20,000 for hourly, $4,208 for FICA, and Form 144 for the business manager, increase of $10,000.
I'm ready. Is that it?
Just the, and present to the County Council of Porter County, Indiana, and read in full for the first time this 27th day of August, 2015.
What's your pleasure, second reading?
Move. Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Jessen,
Yes.
Councilmember Graham,
Yes.
Councilmember Whitten,
Yes.
Councilmember Biggs,
Yes.
and Councilmember Reader.
Yes.
5-0.
Attorney Clerk, do you have anything to report?
No.
Anything else we want to discuss tonight?
When do we meet next?
First, 14th?
14th is the first day?
That's it. I come back on the 13th.
And, you anticipate we're gonna, our ordinance, when is,
We're going to do our ordinance after the commissioners do their ordinance.
Right.
Right.
And they're supposed to do theirs at their, when's it coming up, Scott?
September 1st, maybe?
Soon. So once they do those, we can add to our 14th agenda that we're going to do ours, right, Scott?
Correct.
just for the fun of it, there's these ordinances because it is, well, does that have to take 10 votes?
No.
No, because our ordinance is just opting into the foundation, and that does not require this expenditure of the principal. And from the commissioner's perspective, quite frankly, I don't think, they're not proposing to spend the principal either. They're opting in and determining a transfer of the funds amount, so that is also not an expenditure of the principal. Now, as we discussed ad nauseum, if they hold some back in the hospital principal fund, for them to spend any of that will require a 10-0 vote.
So the transfer doesn't, because I was thinking about that, if we would have done it the other night when Commissioner Evans wasn't present, I didn't know if that would have still, so if they only have the two people at their meeting, they can still pass our ordinance, and
Yes.
it's all good to go, and we pass our ordinances, and then we invite the company in.
And we go for votes. Okay, any other thoughts or things to discuss? Hearing none, I entertain a motion to adjourn. So moved. Second?
Second.
All in favor? Good night.